All right, welcome to the May 14th, 2025 weekly update. And for those of you who don't know me, sometimes for these updates I do a hodgepodge of like how I'm feeling, and I kind of do a mashup of that. Today I did have a little bit more energy, so I thought I'd put my thoughts together a little bit more coherently this week. And so I type them up so that I don't kind of forget what I'm going to say. So it might look like I'm reading my notes, and I am. So sometimes I'll look at you, and a lot of times I'll be reading my notes. All right. So this is welcome to the 5/14/2025 update. I've been quite into the surfing metaphor lately, so I'm going to tell you about the highs, the lows, and the wipeouts. Although, since I am more of a positive person, perhaps I'll start with the wipeouts, the lows, and end with the highs. Also, something I've been thinking about and learning about is how expensive dying can be. So you can choose to listen to that part, or some parts, or no parts. That's fine. Of my updates this week. All right, so let's go with the wipeouts. Metaphorically, a wipeout is when I'm kind of like surfing an emotional wave and I'm doing okay, and then all of a sudden a wave sneaks up behind me and tosses my ass into an emotional ocean without warning, and it kind of churns me around for a bit before I'm able to find my surfboard and reorient myself again and get back on my board. So there are two things that have really wiped me out this past week. The first one is still digestive. Getting things out of my body is a bitch. And it's kind of weird because it's like I barely eat anything, and what I do eat is a lot of fruits and vegetables. Mainly it is due to the pain medication that I'm on, also previous issues that I had with digestive, which is spina bifida, and also not really wanting to drink as much either. Luckily, I have this lactose solution. This is the newest thing. And technically you're supposed to take it orally, but in order to do that, you need a lot of water. And my problem is things down below are a little bit more rock-like or something like that. So that's my problem. So my thinking is I need to go bottom up, if you will. So basically what I need to do is I need to take this lactose solution in an enema bag. I shake it up. It's 3 capfuls of this lactose to 23 capfuls of water, in case you need to know. So I mix it in, and it does do its job. However, it just wipes me out for the day when I do it. Sometimes it takes me 2 to 3 hours just to go to the bathroom. So that definitely just wipes me out. Now, if you think prepping for a colonoscopy is bad, this is similar, except I have to do it every 3 to 4 days. So every 3 to 4 days, I'm just wiped out just trying to go to the bathroom. Another thing that wiped me out this week was Mother's Day. First, I wasn't feeling too well, so that kind of sucked. I really just wanted to lay in bed all day. But I did at least get up at some point, did a little sponge bath, put on at least some jewelry and a dress, and I moved up to my chair upstairs, which I slept in more than I was awake for. So Mother's Day didn't really look or feel like young, happy Mother's Day used to feel. So that's kind of sad and depressing. Second, I got these beautiful Mother's Day cards, and those actually tossed me into the waves for quite a while. They talked about what a good mom I was, memories that we have had, how proud my parents were of me. And on top of that, when you start thinking about the lasts, that can also kind of toss you in the waves or make you go low. That can be kind of sad. I do find if I wave, it is sometimes thinking about this is the last time that. So I think I try ignoring getting tossed in the waves by watching TV shows. I recently surfed Netflix and did add to my list, add to my list, add to my list, add to my list. I just have lots of shows ready to go. Because if I'm distracted, I don't have to think about any lasts, or I don't have to think about any sadness or anything. And I think I've done enough, like what people call shadow work and you know, all that kind of stuff. I've done enough of that. I don't want to keep doing that now. So I think sometimes it's okay to distract ourselves. If you've already done some work before, you know what I mean? Like if you haven't done your work, then sometimes you do need to put down the distractions and go into your subconscious shed and pull things out and deal with it. For the most part, my subconscious is clear. I'm more get sad when I think about the last, so that's different, right? So I distract myself with a lot of TV lately. The lows, to be honest, I'm not sure if I've really had a lot of lows per se. Maybe you have noticed that I've lost a lot of energy to do my jokes, or I started off like reading children's stories. And there might be some times where I forget to check my social media or something like that. Although I did have a plea from a young girl who said, I really missed your readings, so I am gonna fight to do another children's book. I'm gonna read Yours Special, so look for that, and I'm gonna dedicate it to her. At this point, it's more like I'm wiping out and tossing about in the waves for a bit, or I'm coasting along just fine. There isn't normally a lot of in between for me. It's like one or the other. And I would say I'm actually coasting along just fine, much more than I'm being tossed about in the waves. So that's good. The other thing that could be lows is when I have pain, which more often than not is at night, or when I you can hear my voice changing too, or when I push myself to make things happen, like try to go fishing with my son, or going out to eat with family and friends, or taking a picture with my son at prom because that's the last nice picture that we'll ever be able to take together. Making sure I'm still putting things in place so that my family will be okay and that things will be taken care of. Another thing that kind of happened a while back, I had like this pop thing that happened in my chest. That happened again recently, so I have a little pain. I also believe the cough is coming back a little bit, not the way it was before. So that is definitely progressing too. When I push myself, I will feel more pain and more fatigued. And while I have given up fighting when it comes to curing the cancer at this point, I guess I still have not stopped fighting when it comes to making sure that people around me will be as okay as possible once I'm gone. But soon, I know I will even have to stop doing that so that I won't have physical pain, because when I rest, I actually do feel my best. All right, so the highs. I did get that great photograph with my son at prom. I was able to go fishing with him, even if we both got bored pretty quickly, and we went out to eat after. And I am able to go out to lunch once in a while with my mom and some friends and family. Although, to be honest, I'm eating a lot less. So like if I have a bowl of soup, I might eat half of it. Today it was like Smoothie King, you know? I had a smoothie for lunch. So eating lunch might not always be the best thing, but sometimes I do it just to have that connection with people. All right, so that's how I'm doing. And now I'm going to kind of get into what I've been thinking about. And you can turn this off, although I would highly recommend listening to it no matter what age you are. So, I've been researching and thinking about and realizing how expensive dying can be. So my husband and I have been looking into future needs. Sorry, getting the hiccups or something. Okay, so my husband and I have been looking into future needs. Down the road, I may need in-home nursing care for an hour or so, several times per week. And by the way, that costs like $250, $275 plus per visit. In fact, when I looked at my insurance coverage, the hospice costs are about $8,700 per month. Luckily, I have good insurance and I've had to pay nothing. Nursing homes are also about $250, $275 plus per day. When a lot of people think about retirement, they think about taking vacations and just relaxing and such. But very few people think about what will happen if they get an illness or they need in-home care or nursing home. According to Google AI, really good source there, right? 51% of women 65 and older will need long-term nursing care. 39% of men will need long-term nursing care, and the average long-term care is around 3 years. Let's just take the number that I had right now, 8,700 long-term care per month number. Let's multiply that times 12 and then times 3. That is $313. $313,200. I don't know. I didn't say that right. I don't think. This is why I'm not a math teacher. Okay. Just for long-term care in the future. And if people are married, double that. So let's just round it off. It's a little bit more than $250,000 for one person, and for two people, it's a little bit over $500,000. So that does not even include daily living fees and those vacations and things that people dream about. So now I am going to tell you one thing though. If you are on Medicare, then all the hospice and even a large chunk of nursing home costs are free. But you would have to make it to 65. And yet there are younger and younger people getting sick sooner. And in order to get on Medicare before 65, you have to liquidate all of your assets first. So the sooner you can save at a younger age, the better, which is something I wish I knew sooner. But I did have luck on my side. As teachers, I actually did get a very good pension and a few other lucky things too. So when push comes to shove, me and my family will be okay. So those have been my thoughts over the past week. I will try as much as I can to keep them coming, but if I don't worry. I just might be too tired. As I've stated in the past, Jason will post something when I actually do pass. So right now I'm still able to kind of take care of myself. I am definitely getting tired. I definitely have mobility issues, so I still think it's around 2 months or so that I still have. But things are definitely still going downhill. But at the same time, I'm still pretty independent. And what we've decided is as long as I'm cognitive enough and I can kind of turn myself, even if I do get bedridden, I will stay in the home. But if I do become unconscious and I can't really move myself anymore, then I'll probably go into a nursing home. And we'll let you know if and when those stages happen. All right, today's Wednesday, and just as I said at the end of my video that I recorded Monday, if I lay in bed, I feel okay. Something happened a couple days ago, and something similar happened, I think it was around December, where something felt like it popped or something in my chest, and it really kind of hurts. I think that made me not want to get out of bed yesterday. So I was in bed all day yesterday. Just got up to go to the bathroom a few times, and today's going to be a real big challenge to get ready for the day, but I can't just sit in bed 2 days in a row, so wish me luck. But at the same time, my nurse is coming today, and I think we are starting to set up more appointments and things, so there we go. I hope that this talk has enlightened you as to where I am, or even just really made you think about saving more for your own future.